It's a landscape etched in the American psyche. Americans have written songs about the prairie.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam.
They've made TV shows about it. And it's disappearing. Since white settlers arrived in the American heartland in the 19th century, less than 1% of the original tallgrass prairie has survived an onslaught of plowing and grazing. Much of what's left is preserved because, well,
it's the leftovers that wasn't good for agricultural development or other sorts of development.
The prairie is home to some rare species, endangered birds, flowers, and butterflies that flourish nowhere else.
We're keeping a community of organisms that once dominated this entire landscape, and now it's almost gone.
Nebraska's 9-mile prairie was preserved by the Cold War. It borders what were once nuclear weapon bunkers.
There are prairie species that we can find over in between the rows of bomb bunkers that we can't find in the prairie anymore. So I'm glad that we have this former military facility over here. It's a good neighbor. It's a weird neighbor, but it's a very compatible neighbor with what we're trying to do.
This prairie is now preserved by the University of Nebraska.
Areas like 9-mile prairie and other remnant prairie areas are very important for grassland birds, which, as a group of species, are one of the most rapidly declining group of birds in North America.
As drought browns Nebraska's farmland, the deep roots of the prairie grass keep it green. It remained untouched for centuries. Wooden plows couldn't penetrate it. Then, a 19th century blacksmith named John Deere developed a steel plow.
The tractors that till the Midwestern soil still bear his name. Now, the implement that turned the nation's central prairie belt into the Corn Belt has nearly plowed an iconic American landscape and the creatures that live on it into extinction. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Lincoln, Nebraska.